Hey everyone, it is Michelle Alexandria coming at you with another video. I'm going to try to keep this video really quick, but my camera just went off axis here, so let me just reset it. So anyway, the main topic of this conversation is why I like LG OLED and why I'm sick of all the BS memes and lies about it. As someone who's owned an LG OLED for 5 years, the reason why I like LG OLED is simple. I think it's probably the most well-balanced TV you could buy right now, at least for me, and it always has been. I started my OLED journey off with a B6 OLED, and this is after I experimented with 7 different LCD TVs because I really didn't want to spend a lot of money on a TV at the time. A B6 was like $3,000 or something crazy like that, but I eventually ended up being able to get an open box, and that was for a 55-inch. So I ended up buying a B6 for open box for $1,600, and I love that. I love that TV. For 8 months, it was a perfect TV. But then, but then LG released a firmware patch that broke the TV. And it's the first and only time I've ever had a firmware actually break a TV. It introduced a lot of ghosting. So Best Buy gave me my money back, and I went on another hunt, looked at 6 more LCD TVs, and I ended up again with a C7. And I love that C7. It was a perfect TV, owned it for a year. I had to sell it because took a new job out of state, and I didn't want to risk destroying the TV by moving it cross country. So I sold it, and then when I got to my new place, I wanted to get a cheaper TV, and I didn't want to go OLED. I wanted a different experience, so I went looking around. I looked at 6 more LCD TVs. I ended up again with a B7, mainly because I wanted to save some money, and I didn't want to spend $3,000 on a C8, which was the cost at the time. And so I went with the 55-inch C7, and I had an immediate buyer's remorse because I wish I got the 65-inch C8 and just splurged. However, I liked the B7, but the B7 I've experienced numerous issues with my B7 over the last 2 years, and I've done videos on all of those, where basically I had 2 HDMI failures and 2 instances of burn-in on this B7. It was just a bad panel, but the picture is still flawless. And the reason why I stick with LG is that even though I've had numerous hardware issues with this TV, LG has been great with support. LG has always come out to my house. Once they agreed that, yep, it's a problem, they need to fix it, they've made it right within a week. They had someone out to my house within a week, fixing the panel, replacing the components, and all that kind of stuff. So I'm very, very, very happy with the service I received from LG. And that alone earns my loyalty, because I have a lot of Sony products, and every Sony product that I have major issues with and have always kind of broken, and Sony has never once tried to make anything right for me. I had a Sony X700 Blu-ray player, UHD player, that literally died on me, just stopped working after about 8 or 9 months, and Sony did nothing. They wouldn't replace it or anything. I have a $900 Sony HTF soundbar, and this thing is a buggy mess. Again, Sony won't replace it or do anything for me. I've had a PS12 Pro that's given me nothing but problems since day one, and also sounds like a jet engine. Again, there's nothing to be done. I have this has been filmed on my Sony FDR AX33 camcorder that I paid $1,000 for. I don't have any issues with this camera. I just don't think it does a very good job in terms of image quality. As you can see, everything is bluish, and that's the problem with filming OLEDs. Everything always ends up looking blue for some reason when you film OLED, so I'm not going to blame that on this camera. So this camera's okay. And then a friend gave me a Sony A6000 camera, and that camera overheats after 10 minutes. So I can't even use that camera for anything. So yeah, I've never had a good experience with the Sony product. And they've never provided support. LG, however, does provide support. So that's one of the main reasons why I stick with LG. The other reason is it's not the picture quality. I just think it's the most balanced TV I've ever owned in terms of picture quality. I love WebOS. WebOS has never failed on me. It's never crashed. It's never reset. It's easy to use, easy to navigate. When I set my picture settings, I could set it once and apply it to all the inputs. No fuss. I could set this TV however I want. It's a really nice and it's easy to navigate. That's why I like this TV. The other problem with LCD panels that I found is that LCD TVs can look great, but it's like a lottery. Every single day you watch a LCD TV. And I'm not even talking about from a hardware standpoint. I'm talking about from a picture standpoint. One day I could watch a program and the TV will look amazing. It will have amazing blacks. It will have colors that are popping like mad. And I'm like so happy and so excited that I have this LCD TV and I don't quote unquote have to worry about burning or any of that kind of stuff. And it costs a lot less than my OLED did. And I'm like, I'm so happy. But then the next day I'll watch, say, a Harry Potter or something, and suddenly the TV becomes an unwatchable, blooming mess. And I am the type of person who actually watches most things with closed caption turned on. So that adds to the blooming mess most LCD TVs I've ever owned. And that's my problem. It's an inconsistent experience. And in 1 minute, everything looks great. The next minute, you get flashlighting, you get bloom, you get dirty screen effect, and everything else. Whereas with my OLED, I know every time I turn it on, unless I have burn-in, the picture is going to be the same as it was yesterday, the same as it was like a week ago, no matter what content I watch. I'm not sensitive to Black Rush. I think Black Rush is overblown because Black Rush, it is basically a content issue. It's not necessarily a TV issue because if I watch, say, the famous Game of Thrones episode, season 8, episode 3 on this TV, it's just a darkly filmed show. That episode is not going to magically look better on a 3000 nit TV. I've tried that experiment where I watched it on my TCL and I watched it on my Sony 950G, and I watched it on a Hisense. I watched that episode, clips of that episode on various TVs, and the Black Rush is there on everything. So please don't pretend like Black Rush is only an LG issue and something that only happens with LG TV, because Black Rush certainly happens with LCD TVs, and a lot of times it's content specific. In terms of motion, I've never had an issue with motion on this TV. Never. Yes, it stutters and judders on some content, but you know what? When I watch the same content on an LCD TV, the same judder, the same motion issues are on that content. So sometimes motion and judder is just the issue with the content itself. It's not with the TV you have. It's with the content itself. Sure, you have settings that could clean it up. Like if I turn on my smooth motion or clear settings, it automatically clears up. But if you have all your motion settings turned off on any TV, that judder and stutter is pretty much going to be there depending upon what you're watching. And I found that to be the case on any TV. My problem is all the lies and the blanket statements about OLEDs, where the haters would just go out of control. Like the fact that everyone pretends like burn-in is going to happen on every single TV. And people are like, I'm scared of buying the OLED because I'm going to have burn-in. It's like such a thing to parrot. No one comes up with any original reasons to hate OLEDs or anything. They're like, burn-in. But you didn't talk about burn-in. And I'm like, shut the F up already. I think everyone knows OLEDs can get burn-in. Shut up already. It isn't like every LCD TV is perfect and will never fail. You go to Reddit or you go to AVS forums about any single TV. any TV, you would see nothing but complaints about those TVs, be it a Sony TV, be it a Samsung TV, be it a TCL, Hisense. Every single TV has flaws. Every single TV can break. Every single TV can die. If the only reason you're not buying an OLED is because, oh, it may have burn-in, then you're a fool. You really are. Just buy a warranty for any TV. And please stop pretending like OLEDs are evil and that somehow you're personally offended by it. It's a freaking TV. Grow the F up, people. Again, every single TV can and do develop problems. It's how the company handles those problems when they occur that matters to me. And for me, LG has been pretty much flawless in how they've handled my issues. They just have been. So don't pretend like. And the latest thing with OLEDs is everyone complaining about banding, pretending like every OLED panel has banding, which is a BS lie. Only a small percentage has banding. It's not something that's guaranteed to happen, like people post. Not all OLEDs have banding. I've never once had banding on an OLED. Never. I've never seen it on an OLED. And yet you have all these people going to Reddit and AVS forums, and every single video on YouTube, there's always some clown who's like, yeah, but OLEDs get banding. All OLEDs have banding. And that's just utter BS, because some OLEDs have banding, but don't pretend like LCD TVs don't have banding as well. So when people are like, I won't buy an OLED because OLED has banding, and do all OLEDs have banding? Well, I'm sorry to burst your bubbles, people, but LCD TVs have banding issues as well. It's a panel lottery. It's real. Every TV can have some sort of dirty screen or banding issue or whatever. It's just the nature of the panel lottery. So yeah, and then if we're talking upscaling, everyone talks about how Sony's processing is the bestest. Their motion and upscaling is second to none. I swear to God, if you put an LG OLED and a Samsung TV and a Sony TV next to each other, I swear 99% of the people won't notice the difference between the three in terms of upscaling or motion. 98% of the people looking at those three TVs side by side would not notice a difference. They wouldn't. So, and what little difference there is so small. It's so small. The claim that it's radically different is just people lying to you. It really is. And don't expect any TV, and everyone talks about how amazing Sony upscaling is, but let's be real, people. There's no processing chip in the world that's going to make a crappy signal into a 4K perfection. Garbage in, garbage out. So if you're feeding your TV a 480p single or 720p single, a processing chip isn't going to magically make that look like 4K. It just isn't. The best you can hope for is that the processing chip doesn't make a TV look worse. And supposedly cinephiles turn off all their picture processing. So I don't know why everyone acts like Sony picture processing is so amazing, where the same cinephiles that claim to see the difference and know the difference turn off all their picture processing anyway, because they want their picture to be natural and perfect and as the filmmaker intended. So I don't understand that hypocrisy. Then there's the whole issue of the HDMI 2.1 scandal, quote unquote fake scandal, where everyone's outraged and you have all these fake posters claiming they ordered a LG C10 and they're returning it because they're outraged that their TV doesn't support a tech that it's not supported on any other TV, and there's no way they can actually use it, but they're so outraged they're going to return their C10. And I've been asking, well, what is this magical TV that supports every single spec known to man? What is this magical TV that supports the HDMI 2.1, 48 gigabytes? And no one can answer that question. All they can do is say, I think Vizio is going to support it. I think Hisense is going to support it. I'm like, keyword being you think. You don't know for sure what they're going to support. And as far as Sony goes, you're going to sacrifice the picture quality of an LG C10 to go down to a Sony 900H TV because you're so outraged over the lack of HDMI, 48 gigabytes. Are you effing crazy? And I'm supposed to really believe that. I really believe you're going to take a Sony 900H simply because you're so outraged over the C10 not supporting 48 gigabytes bandwidth or whatever. I'm like, please, you're a lying poser, and we all know you are. So yeah. I just wanted to make a video about why I like LG OLED, and I hope I touched on all the points I wanted to touch on. So please feel free to leave a comment, but please be respectful. Please don't parrot people. Come up with the original comment. Don't just leave a post saying burn-in or or the tired. I'll buy an LG OLED, but I'm scared of burn-in. If you leave those posts, I'm just going to remove them. So think before you post on my site. So anyway, talk to you guys later. Bye.